So we all know somebody, or maybe even multiple people, who consider themselves Christians or religious, and they are what they would be considered Bible thumpers. The people who are constantly going around trying to tell everybody how to live, trying to tell everybody what to do with their life, and how they're going to go to hell, and how they're going to, continue to live a sinful life, and they're never going to be able to do anything because they don't have God in their life. These types of people are giving Christians a bad name. And we're going to talk about that here in a minute. One of the biggest problems that Christianity faces today are ourselves. Sometimes we get an awful lot of Christians out there, or people who are firm believers in some type of religion, who like to push their beliefs on other people. And they don't just push their beliefs on other people, they feel like they have the ability to condemn and to try and change people themselves. So you get somebody who sees that maybe somebody is homosexual and that doesn't fit their lifestyle. As Christians, they don't agree with homosexuality, so they feel it's in their best interest to try and help them to convert them away from homosexuality. Well, that's just not how it works. You cannot be the one to change anybody. You, as a Christian or as a Muslim or any faith that you believe in, you have no power to change somebody from one belief to another. That is not your job. That is not my job. That's not any of ours on earth's job. That is God's job. We give it to Him. He makes the change within people. So we have no business walking up to anybody, somebody who's standing there full of tattoos, and saying, you're disgracing your body, that's God's body. Like, why would, no, don't do that. Let them be. They made their own decisions because we have free will. Free will lets us do whatever we want. And that doesn't mean that they're bad people. Like, people make choices all the time that necessarily aren't considered good, whether you're religious, whether you believe in God or not. But that doesn't mean that they are bad people. There's all kinds of good people in this world that aren't religious or don't believe in God. So to say that, they've disgraced their body or the decision that they've made is bad, that's not our decision to make. That has nothing to do with us. So if those people want to make their decision to do whatever it is that they want to do, disgrace their body, live a sinful life, that's on them. The best we can do is pray for them and help and hope that God comes into their life. And at some point that they see the light or see a sign that leads them in the right direction away from the sinful life. Don't sit there and try to convince them that they're doing wrong. Most times they already know they're doing wrong, and it's okay. It's not our job to tell them what's right or what's wrong. So Christians across the world are giving off this bad image where other people just don't want to be a part of Christianity because they feel like, it's like it's taking away their fun. Well, I can no longer drink, I can no longer have fun, I can no longer go have sex, I can't do any of these things because I'm a Christian. Well, that's just not true. That's not at all how it works. Christianity is about taking that leap, that understanding that you believe in the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus, and He is our Savior. He was brought down as God in the flesh to take our place for the sin that we've actually created ourselves or done ourselves, so that way we have everlasting love and everlasting life after our own death in this world. So we take that and it slowly changes us. It flips and makes our sin, it makes our minds kind of work on our sin, work away from doing all these things. It's not to say that just because all of a sudden, we put our faith in Jesus, that we're flipped like that and all of a sudden we're never going to sin again. That's not how it works. It works as in we're bringing Jesus into our life, and now He is going to help us to be able to turn away from sin and to be able to do the right things and not go the direction that we've always gone. So He's going to gradually help us to make us a better person, to follow and be more like Him, Jesus Himself. So the next time you come across somebody who maybe isn't doing something that isn't right, that doesn't mean you have to go to them and say, hey, that's not right, don't do that, unless they're going to murder somebody or something like that. That's different. But if they're going to choose to get a tattoo, or if they're going to choose to, go drink and get drunk or do drugs, that's none of our business. Sure, we want to help people, but we don't need to condemn them or say God's gonna put you in hell for doing that. Don't do that. Just literally pray for them. Literally do everything in your power to try and help God come into their life without actually affecting their own free will. Let them make their decision. Help them to come across it. Maybe make little, if it's a friend of yours, maybe you can make little remarks and say, hey, I'm praying for you. I hope God comes your way. So that way they then have it in their mind that thinking, wow, they're really praying for me. I may not believe that. I may not believe in God, but that's really cool that they're praying for me. Just little things. We don't have to stand there and be like, I'm not going to be your friend if you keep drinking. Like it's little things like that don't help. Our job is to help bring God to them, not try to, change their life. Let God change their life. So that's all I got today. I hope that helps. And I hope it makes more people realize that, we're not the judges. We don't judge people. That's not our job. God will judge them. God will judge others. God will judge us, and our job is to spread the good word of the gospel and what Jesus has already done for us. So go do that.